I was so aggravated. I haven't even fixed the camera. I haven't set anything up. I'm at the point of utter disgust. I gotta fix everything now. I'm gonna fix the camera and everything now. But I'm at the point of ever loving disgust with this freaking team. I'm tired of the defense. I am tired of the head coach. I am tired of the fucking general manager. I'm tired of a segment of the fucking fan base because half of them are delusional and stupid. And of course, this show is brought to you by the mighty FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com. Make sure you head out over to FanDuel. FanDuel had the Giants at 25. I see me had 2.5 point underdogs, 2.5 point underdogs on this team. And well, you know what? The Giants, as always, disappointed. Not only with the scoreboard, not only with the spread, but if you bet $5, you get $300 in bonus bets if you win on the NFL at FanDuel. Go right now. New players get 500 bonus spins when you play the Huff and Puff Casino game. Right now, the FanDuel Sportsbook. Let's take a look at next week in Chicago. Great balls of fire. Chicago Bears are 3.5 point favorites against the vaunted Giants. I don't know how they're 3.5 points. They should be 47.5 points. They should be fucking 47.5 point favorites. But if you go on the mighty FanDuel right now, it's FanDuel.com, number one sportsbook out there. They got casino games. They got fantasy games. They got racebook. They got FanDuel. They got FanDuel TV. They got so many different promotions going on. I love the new NBA promotions, but I want to talk about it right now because we don't talk about NBA. Refer a friend for the NFL. You get $50 in play and bonus bets. So make sure you go to FanDuel.com, the number one sportsbook in the land. Let's talk about the fucking New York Football Giants. They utterly just disgust me. I am disgusted from the top down. They sometimes say you're dead from the neck down. This team, I don't know exactly. Good morning, James Stein. I don't know exactly where to fucking start. I am literally sitting here trying to think because Jackson Dart isn't as great as people think. He is a well-scripted first drive quarterback. And then once the script runs out, this offense does nothing except score garbage points in the fourth quarter when the game is over and the defenses are pretty much playing prevent. You're going to talk about the drops. You're going to talk about the Ipsies. You're going to talk about all these things, but I see a kid that was 24 for 33 who only completed 5.5 yards of completion. That was his average completion, which means he's only getting 5 yards of completion, which means it's a fucking dink and dunk offense designed and predicated off Lane Kiffin's offense. And it doesn't work in the NFL. You scored 7 points in the first half. People thought this was like a shootout going to the fourth quarter. It was 20-10 going into the fourth. The Giants got a garbage touchdown with a minute left, and people are like, he's the fucking Messiah. I don't know if he is or he isn't, but he's a well-scripted one-drive quarterback that then does shit for the rest of the fucking game, and we blame everyone else around him for his shortcomings, and I'm waiting for the stats to come out again. I'm waiting for the stats that we produce every week on him that shows he predominantly throws 70% of his balls within the first 5 yards to the right side. The only problem that the 49ers had with him is they lost containment twice. We've said it before. Vic Fangio showed us the way. Keep him in the pocket. Don't let him break containment. But this loss wasn't on Jackson Dart. But he didn't have this stellar. I love it. You throw for under 200 yards and people are like, wow, what a fucking game. And can we just get rid of Dexter Lawrence's fat ass? I'm so fucking tired of him. I have been tired of him for a year and a half. He got called out by the mighty Carl Banks. He got called out for basically doing nothing. Nothing. What does the mighty Dexter Lawrence do? He's got one tackle for a loss for the entire game. It's not his elbow. It's not his being out of shape 9 games into the season. It's just his fat ass is worthless. He's not Aaron Donald. He's never been Aaron Donald. But I got to hear, he's Aaron Donald. He's not fucking Aaron Donald. He's never been Aaron Donald. We've said it a million times on this show. Outside of the 1 year with the Dominican Sue, name the other defensive tackle next to Aaron Donald. And don't Google it. Everyone knows I hate Shane Bowen. I don't hate him. Don't hate him personally because I don't know him, man. I dislike Shane Bowen as an defensive coordinator. I do. But for you to constantly, he is now the scapegoat. Jason Garrett was the scapegoat. This offense looks no different than what Jason Garrett ran. But now Shane Bowen is the scapegoat. We're not going to mention the fact. Love Hard Knocks, the fucking gift that keeps on giving. First meeting with Shane Bowen, whole staff. Joe Shane asks him, what do you need to have your defense be successful? 2 linebackers and a defensive tackle. We've said on the show, it's become a fan favorite. What about Brian Burns? Brian Burns is having an MVP type year on a bad team. But he can't stop the run. Kayvon Thibodeau can't stop the run. Can we just call it now? Abdul Carter is a fucking bust. Can we just call it, please? I said it on weeks leading up to the draft string. There were 2 players that had bust written all over them. One was Travis Hunter. The other one was Abdul Carter. And I kept trying to tell people, you cannot just use the dip and predicate your entire game off of speed because these aren't guys that are going to be selling insurance. These are guys in the NFL. So for you to do that, you did a disservice to not only your defensive corner, but everyone else on this team by taking another guy who does exactly what Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns does, only he doesn't do it any better. It makes no fucking sense. None whatsoever. Your job as a undersized defensive lineman is to go after the quarterback. That is your job. He disrupts, made by Giants official. How stupid are you? He gets all the
king of the almost sack.
He is an undersized defensive end that gets pushed off the fucking ball 70% of the times. I know, don't go look at the film like they show over with Dexter Lawrence as people just run by him. If you cannot get your balls to the quarterback and you have a half a sack in 9 games, we're not running into bust territory yet? Please explain that one to me. Gambling.com came out one more time and voted the Giant fan base the dumbest in the league. Anyone gonna fight against that? This kid's got 11 tackles and a half a sack, and he plays 75% of the snaps. You play 75% of the snap. You have 11 tackles and a half a sack. Yeah, that's running into fucking bust territory. You get pushed off the fucking line over and over again. I watched him against Philadelphia on multiple plays get lifted off his feet on a pass rush. Really? That's what I got to deal with. This team is 7-2, and you think that we were real? You would think we're like 5-4. Oh, we could have won this game. We could have won that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. It's about finishing. And if your star 3rd overall pick can't fucking finish a play, I am not going to sit here and hear again like freaking Kayvon Thibodeau. Well, he's just got to work on his game. Okay, you've been working on your game since you were playing in Pop Warner. You've made it to the pinnacle, and you have 11 tackles and a half a sack. And you play 75% of the time. Yeah, okay. All righty. Thanks, Tim. I've been screaming this all. It drives me fucking insane that we are that segment of this fan, and I don't care how many fucking subscribers I lose. I don't give a shit. Parts of this fan base is so blind and fucking stupid that that's why I'm leaving. The 49ers ran the ball 39 times for 235 yards. And I kept, I'm sorry, no, 39 times for 159 yards. I'm sorry. And I kept telling people, watch out for Brian Robinson Jr. He knows the Giants. If I was Shanahan, I never would have stopped running the ball. He only threw it because Mac Jones going into halftime was 14 for 14. Drew Phillips, garbage. Tyler Nubin, garbage. Darius Alexander, oh dear Lord, I'm not even going to get into Darius Alexander yet. Deontay Banks, garbage. Dane Belton had 14 tackles. This is the greatest part of all. Dane Belton had 14 tackles. Ask me, Tim, how many of those tackles were solo? Tim, out of those 14 tackles, how many were solo? 4. And when your safety is making 14 tackles, there's something very wrong. And only 4 are solo, and none of them were a tackle for a loss. Dear Lord. And we're going to blame Shane Bowen, who we all know rushes 4, blitzes maybe 25% of the time, but it's his fault because we don't know that he did this. Oh, a large segment of the stupid giant content creator base didn't know that. I brought it up, and people are like, well, you don't know anything. Thank you for the pimp names. Look back, Tim. Again, 90% of the fan base is in the twilight zone. Every week I see posts about Abdul Carter, Jack Stark being the future. I don't imagine a GM with a brain cell coming in and loves this. Here's the thing that scares the hell out of me. Pimp names like that. My brother, here's the thing that scares the bejesus out of me. Well, we're starting Jackson Dart. We're building from the ground up. We've had a couple of good ancillary drafts. We have some cap space. We have to give Joe Shane and Brian Daboll year 5. This team could literally finish with 4 wins, and I think they might bring these fucking morons back. I really do. And if that doesn't scare the hell out of you, I don't know what is. King Supreme. Of course, all super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital because I don't keep the money. I'm not in it for the likes, the clicks, the bleeps, and the boops. I'm not in it for fame. I'm in it for nothing. So we give this shit away. Why don't you go ask the other people if they give their shit away? Go ask Chode Sports. No, he's too busy being a fucking moron. I watched half yesterday. When did MetLife become Levi Stadium? It's basically a home 49ers game. I didn't go to the game. I watched the replay. I was at the Knicks. Watching that, and thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I didn't go to the Knicks. I went to the Knicks game. I watched the Knicks shoot 69% for 3 in the first half. I came home and watched this garbage. Every fucking home game, and as a still season ticket holder, every fucking home game is an away game for the Giants. I got almost triple what my ticket value was on the secondary market selling my tickets, probably to 49er fans. God forbid what's going to fucking happen when Green Bay rolls in. I'm going to that game, and I think I'm wearing my Malik Willis jersey. Evan, thank you for the super chat. Super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital or the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I always called it used to be the Philadelphia Children's, now it's the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, but neither nor that. Evan says, Tim for GM, this is truth. Fire everyone. Evan, I already said it. I already fucking said it, Evan. I am going to write my resume. I have the picture. I'm going to send it in from last stream, the picture of the dinosaur. And I'm going to send it in on this. And you know what? The giant front office and the new ownership and everyone else was probably going to be stupid enough and go, well, you know what? He only has limited experience in the NFL, but this is a pretty fucking awesome dinosaur. This defense, I watched putrid defense in the late 70s. I watched putrid defenses, and I love it now. Antonio Pierce, shut the fuck up. There's a new segment on this show called Shut the Fuck Up. And I love you, Antonio Pierce. I love you for what you did for the Giants and with the Giants. But now that Carl Banks opened the way to openly criticize people that lack the cojones to do this shit beforehand are now coming out of the woodwork. I'm going to blast the Giant defense and get real mad about it because I need to get a job at Network because I was a semi-crappy defensive coordinator who failed as a head coach. So I got to be a pundit. You guys are going to get truth till February. And if you don't like it, I've said it before, buckle up, Buttercups, because this ride, if this keeps up, is going to get ugly. But don't worry. Joe Shane is going to fix all this. RWB with the Super Chat. Of course, all Super Chats go to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I was there yesterday. It was mostly San Francisco fans. I knew it was happening when I saw all the tickets on the second market last week. I put my tickets up for like a crazy price on Tuesday of last week because I knew I wasn't going. I thought I was going, but I kind of knew I wasn't going. And within an hour, they sold. My parking pass sold at a ridiculous price, like in an hour. And you walk through the city. I came in on Penn Station, right across the street, course from the Garden, and it was a sea of 49er jerseys. And this is like, I got to Penn about 3:30. It was a sea of 49er jerseys. You walk through Midtown, it was 49er jerseys. There's something wrong with that. There is something fundamentally wrong with the fact that at one point in time, I saw more 49er jerseys at the Knick game than I did. Than I saw. I did think one thing was funny at the Knick game. Took the wife shopping at Macy's. So we had these Macy's bags, and she was like, well, they're going to let me bring in this Macy's bag. I said, yeah, you're fine. I said, you're fine. And I love it because she was worried about this whole time. And then we're walking in, and there's this guy with a big Dyson vacuum bag. I mean, like a Dyson. Like, I was laughing because I'm like, yeah, they're not stopping the guy with the Dyson bag, but don't worry. Don't worry. Hey, Todd's right. Hey, Joe, get Ray McLeod. I think he has more catches than Hyde already. Ray McLeod got, if you're honest, Ray McLeod got kicked out of Atlanta. And then I have to fucking watch the Eagles. Oh, we're just going to get Michael Carter second. Oh, we're just going to get Phillips from Washington. I mean, not from Washington, from Miami. Oh, we have these problems on our team. I don't know. We'll just fucking fix them. Mr. Taz, look at the bright side. There's a bright side. Keeping Joe Shane and Daboll next year is a moral victory. I watch. Christian McCaffrey had 170 plus yards and 2 touchdowns yesterday. Mac Jones is 14 for 14 at halftime. He only completes 5 more passes the rest of the game. Think about that. He's 19 for 24. He started 14 for, so he completed 5 additional passes. Still threw for 2 touchdowns. And our vaunted Giant defense, with all these wonderful draft picks, And the booty chest. What happened to the treasure chest? You have lost this season. You have lost this season to Spencer Rattler and Mac Jones. And like I said, we're all just going to blame Brian. We're just going to blame Shane Bowen because it's the fucking easiest thing to do. Not look at the talent on the roster and say, maybe the fact that you picked a guy that runs a bend not break defense that likes to blitz 25% of the times and rushes 4 to get his pass rush on, and you have 3 undersized defensive ends that can't play the run that all do the same thing. And you have a man in the middle at number 97 who is supposed to be this all-world player, and I did an entire video of it 9 months ago where I said, is Dexter Lawrence a very good player on a bad team, and what would he be on a good team? We've said it before on this channel a million times. Even on a bad team, someone has to make the tackles. Even on a bad team, someone has to be, quote-unquote, the best player. I want to look at our defense. Ray Robert and Harris, he should be gone. Nick Jones should be gone. I'm not going to say anything about Darius Alexander, but he hasn't done anything yet. Kayvon Thibodeau Kayvon Thibodeau, who's having the best season of his career, has 12 tackles and 2.5 sacks in 9 games. But somehow Giant fans and pundits want to give him $86 million extension instead of trading his 5th overall ass out of fucking town and getting someone in here who can play. I am tired of the Ghost Brothers. And the problem is with trying to add Abdul Carter into Ghost Brothers, it's a disservice to the Ghost Brothers because, I'm losing the fucking camera because he's nowhere to be found. He's not even a Ghost Brother.
Submitted for your approval. The Ghost Brothers. Nobody needs to be afraid.
Make sure everybody's hitting that fucking like button. Where's the camera? The camera's just falling everywhere. Kayvon Thibodeau, trade it. You have the trade deadline. What is Tuesday? Trade his worthless ass. We'll do a stream at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Trade his worthless ass. Abdul Carter, I'm already putting it into the bus territory. Drew Phillips. Oh, dear Lord, Drew Phillips. Said it once, said it twice, said it a million times. Do not draft any fucking players out of Kentucky. Only thing that came out of Kentucky that's any good is fried chicken. Stay away from Kentucky players. Will Levis, Wan'Dale Robinson, Bud Dupree's the only good Kentucky player I can think of. There's probably more, but you run when you see Jeff Van Note, the center out of Atlanta. He will play for Kentucky. But you run away when you see a guy, when anyone comes out with Duke or Kentucky, you fucking leave them alone because they play in a division that doesn't play defense and all their stats, especially offensively, is overinflated. Drew Phillips, I have been saying for a year and 9 games, making the tackle after the fucking catch does not count as being a defensive back. How about this? I know it's crazy, but how about you prevent the guy from catching the ball? What a fucking plan. Dexter Lawrence, trade his ass. Barnes, I don't even know who fucking Barnes is. D-Day Davidson, garbage. Darius Muasau, garbage. Brian Burns, best player we have. Deontay Banks, garbage. Nacho Man, serviceable defensive tackle. Corey Black. When Corey Black is on this team, you know you got fucking Dietrich Flanagan Flowers. Well, that's Stallworth. Get rid of his ass. Tyler Newman, shoot him out of a cannon. But the problem with shooting his ass out of a cannon, he still would probably list to the left and watch somebody run past him. We've said it before. We love it because defenders just like on the Brian Robinson run. all of a sudden, he kind of moves to the left a little bit, and we see our defense going.
He went like this. He went like that. I said to Hollywood, where'd he go? Hollywood said, where'd who go?
That's it. Where'd who go? And we've seen it on the big plays. It's like, holy shit, he slightly moved to the left. I lost him on that move. Bobby Okereke is a stat compiler. 1 tackle for a loss, 14 tackles, 7 solo. He's a stat compiler. That's it. And the reason that we have so many tackles, I try to explain to people, they ran the ball almost 40 times. And this is not a vaunted defense for the 49ers. They went up, they got blown out by the Texans, who have one of the worst defensive lines in the entire league. But don't worry, Jackson Dart goes 24 for 33 for 191 yards, only completes 5.5 yards of reception. He's the golden boy. He's the golden Doma. I don't know if Jackson Dart's going to be a player yet or not, because I haven't seen him run a fucking NFL offense yet. I'm watching him playing like he's at Ole Miss playing fucking Sister Mary of the Poor. Once they go off script, the first 10 to 15 plays are always scripted. Once you leave that script, we see nothing till the fourth quarter when it's fucking garbage time. And then people are like, well, I feel bad that we're wasting all this because Jackson Dart, because, oh my freaking Lord. Pull your heads out of your proverbial asses, look at the fucking screen in front of you, and say, holy shit, maybe I'm the problem. What's up? Damn. You have ever one of those nightmares where you're running slow from something? What's watching Newbin is like Tyler Newbin. I kept trying to explain to people, just because Tyler Newbin was the year that Tyler Newbin was taken, he was the best safety in the draft. Kept having to hear that. And I kept trying to explain to people, just because you're the best at something when it's the worst draft for safeties doesn't mean you're good. It just means you're the best of the worst. Zach Attack. Jackson Dart seemed like it's Daniel Jones 2.0 offense, short passes on 3rd and long to Wando. What's his name? Pat Leonard. I have to give I gotta give kudos to Pat Leonard. He did a post. He said a post that this offense this Brian Daboll offense reminds him of the Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito offense. Because it is. So and everyone's like, well, you're going to, Jackson Dart's this. I can't tell you what Jackson Dart is because he hasn't run an NFL offense yet. And I'm not saying the kid's not going to be the man, but I'm saying this: run a fucking NFL offense. Throw the ball more than 25 yards. Give it a shot. Oh, wait. When he does that, he wrecked the knee of Malik Neighbors, and he put Cam Scatterbo out of commission. And now I love it. Theo Johnson's his best friend on the team. I was sitting there today. I had a pencil, and I wrote Theo Johnson, ACL, Chicago. Because he's going to throw a bad pass, because ball placement, deep throw passing is not Jackson Dart's forte. And now, if we clean house, we have to find a general manager and a coach that thinks Jackson Dart's the man. Where does that sound familiar? Oh, we did it with Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll. Oh, yeah. You have to make Daniel Jones an NFL quarterback. And we ended up with Brian Daboll. You had a shot to get Mike McCarthy, but you didn't want Mike McCarthy because Mike McCarthy only has a Super Bowl ring and has been to the playoff multiple times and coached a bad Dallas team to the playoffs. Chris Offer says he runs just not an NFL offense. That's what he does. This is not an NFL offense. I'm so sick of seeing this shit in front of me and being like, why am I the only one, once again, that gets it? And then 6 months from now, everyone's going to come back and I'm not going to be here. And they're going to be like, well, you were right. You were right again. Big Greg says, Tim, wait till next year when they have a whole year of tape on Dart. That's the other thing. That's the other thing. They figured out everyone got a year to evaluate the tape of Tyler Newman and Drew Phillips. That's why they call it the sophomore slump, because teams adjust and then you are supposed to readjust. But when you don't have the talent to readjust, that's when shit goes wrong. And that's exactly what happened with the likes of Tyler Newman and Drew Phillips. And I kept telling people, they're not as good as people are saying, not even close. Once again, yeah, you guys don't know what you don't know what you're talking about. That's why you're the stupid fuckingest fan base in the league. I love Todd. The Eagles figured him out in 2 weeks. Vic Fangio was like, that's it. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him contained. Make him be, I don't know, an NFL quarterback. Make him throw from the pocket because he's predominantly going to throw right into, he's going to throw right at a time, a couple times to the left, and the majority of his misses are, to the middle, and the majority of his misses are going to be to the left. Rick Meyer, anyone? Too bad we can't trade coaches tomorrow by 4 p.m. Yeah, I'm going to do a stream tomorrow. I'm going to stream tomorrow at like 3:30, I think. And we're going to watch the Giants not do shit. Because we're going to stand pat because we like the talent we have. Like, I don't know, we could have traded Julian Love. Could have traded Xavier McKinney. Could have traded Saquon Barkley. Could have traded Evan Ingram. And I love the people with Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram's still a bum. He's still a bum to these guys at 31 years old. 2 years ago, Evan Ingram had the second most catches in a season by a tight end in NFL history. He had 114 catches. The year before that in Jacksonville, he had 73. His 2 seasons equaled 4 of his Giant seasons. But it was all Evan Ingram's fault. Not the Giants, not New York, not everything else. I doubt Saleh even wants to come back to the Jets. Saleh's not coming back to the Jets. Traded up for Banks just to could have gotten Joey Porter Jr. Why do people bring that up? Because that makes my heart hurt. that makes me sad. You traded up. You leapfrogged a team who didn't even take a corner in the first 6 rounds because you thought, and you used the 7th round pick to move up 1 spot, that you were going to get jumped. And they didn't take a corner in the 6 rounds that they drafted. That's Joe Shane for you. I don't want to see this new Hard Knocks. I really don't. I want to stay far away from this Hard Knocks as humanly fucking possible. Mr. What says, we are overvaluing Jackson Dart. Isn't it too early? No, Mr. What? I didn't say we're over-evaluating Jackson. Yeah, they are over-evaluating Jackson Dart. They are. You're right. It is way too early. You're 100% right. And that's what I said. This kid's not even running an NFL offense. But we don't care about that. We don't care about the fact that I broke up multiple charts last week that show 60% of his passes are to the right. Another 20 or so are to the middle. And then another 20 or so are to the left. And the majority of his misses come left. And I showed every chart. I don't think I have all the charts, but I think I have one left over from last week. Here we go again from last week. We've showed this before. Going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times. Only missed twice. Then he went. I'm even counting this other one off the other hash as a left. He goes to the middle, throws 3, only gets 1 completion, goes to the left, throws the ball 6 times, completes 50% of his passes. Throw to the middle and to the left, he's under 50% of his passes. So if you're if you're a defensive coordinator, how are you going to scheme this? What is your thought process? Oh, keep him in the pocket and force him to the center of the field or left. Chris, this whole fan base is overvaluing this kid. It literally is. Thank you, Chris. It literally is cringe. This is like when you have an ugly girlfriend and all your buddies are trying to tell you got an ugly girlfriend, but you're like, well, she's the greatest girl. She's supermodel. Can't think of a supermodel, but she's a supermodel. And to your point, basing start off swag is crazy. He's got swag. I forgot what NFL player posted it with Jackson Dart's first touchdown dance. And he even said, when did the touchdown dances in this league become so effeminate? That's a great question. Why aren't people like Barry Sanders anymore? Just flip the ball, the end zone. Act like you've been there. No. We don't want to act like we've been there because we're too fucking stupid. I'm going to go back into the chat a little bit here. I'm going to go, where am I going to go? Who am I going to start with? So many chats. I'm so far behind on the chats. I'm sorry, guys, but we'll go to Mr. Taz here. Abdul, Carter, and Jackson are the future is not the move. Using a first rounder on Dart was one of the biggest blunders when he's probably would have been available in the 3rd round. He would have been there in the 2nd round. When the Giants picked in the 2nd round, Jackson Dart would have been there. But we like to convince ourselves, like the Daniel Jones fiasco, that people were going to trade up to get him. Nobody was going to trade up for Daniel Jones. I've told the story a million times. I'm in the car, Daniel Jones draft, day of, and they say on the ESPN radio, surprise team is going to take Daniel Jones in the top 10. And I kept saying to myself, please don't be the Giants. And then they cut to commercial and said, and then I got to sit in the car and wait to hear what the surprise team is going to be. And then I was like, please don't fucking be the Giants. Please don't fucking be the Giants. And of course it was the Giants. Coach D said, what scares me is Schoen drafts a wide receiver with the 1st round pick. I agree. What's up, Big L? Doing it. L, it's time to clean house. I'm hearing the game on the radio, and I heard cheers when McCaffrey was running the ball. It was a sea of crimson red. I don't even want to see, because, and you know what? I was talking to the people at the Knick game who were 49er fans, and they were like, well, we're from Jersey. And there's a large contingent of 49er fans in the tri-state area that can't run out to San Francisco to see a game. And they all felt safe going to Giant Stadium dressed up. And they went to the game dressed up. And they're all decked out in 49er shit. I was like, wow, man, if you would have done that in the Meadowlands, first of all, you never would have did that in the Meadowlands. But if you would have did that in the Meadowlands, it would have been holy hell. Can't fire anyone because no one else knows how to use the computer. John Mara. John Mara is one of those guys. I have a feeling John Mara is like, John Mara is like, I have to check my Google account, but I have to use my computer in my office because that's where my Google account is. And stop flying the fucking banners. Give the money to charity. Go to a food bank. It's fucking stupid and moronic. It's doing nothing besides giving publicity to the fucking idiot that does it. And it was a 16-year-old kid that did it. And he's a fucking idiot. And I love it because he's like, well, I've been a long time suffering Giant fan. You're 16. What, have you been watching the team for 4 years? I'm sorry, I've only been watching it for 49. I'm not going to waste my money on a banner to fly over the stadium. Oh, why? Because I'm not a fucking moron. What's up, RF? I watch Dodgers highlights over and over. At least my Dodgers are winners. Well, you 49ers are winners too. Todd said it last week. All AI programs would run this team as well as the idiots doing it. That's what I'm thinking. I am getting my cocktail napkin resume, because that's what that's called when you have a small resume, in reference to football, NFL football experience, because I do have NFL experience and AFL experience, which stands for people that are morons, because this is a giant base, is called Arena Football League. I love when people are like going, first everyone calls me old. Then I love when they go to me, well, you weren't old enough when the AFL was around. Really, I wasn't around when the Arena Football League was around. Hey, Joe, says Todd, sign Ray McLeod. We got that one. Jay first says, damn, I went to the last 49 games in San Francisco. It was less than 1% Giant fans. You're right. Hey, Tim, Brian Daboll supposed to be the offensive savant and quarterback guru. He had Josh Allen. Remember, Josh Allen played. Josh Allen has gotten progressively better since Brian Daboll left and won his first MVP. So if I won a contest, it was the OC when Mahomes showed up and made me the guru, and then it did. James Stein says, I understand why we're leaving I understand why you're leaving YouTube. I know you're burned out from talking about this team. You has depleted your mental health. I get it, man. Sucks to be it really has depleted my mental health. It's depleted my mental health for football, and more so with Giant football. I have so much fun watching so many other games. And like I said, thank God I followed the Packers. And I've been following the Packers since my dad. And my dad was Packer and Giant fan, but he was always, because of Vince Lombardi with the Packers. And then, my father was a passionate Giant fan. And he even said over and over again, you can follow two teams. It's okay. Don't spend an first round pick. Don't the Giants accept first round pick? He's barely worth a fourth. You're right. You're right. Where's the camera? I knocked over the camera. I got mad. Mr. Alvarez says, hey, Tim, that's another problem. It's not just the defensive ends are undersized. The entire defense is undersized as they get cooked by bigger players on every. I kept telling people since training camp. I said, excuse me, when Cam Scatterboot, Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary are ripping through the Giant defense like it's nothing, I said, are the running backs that good or is the defense that bad? And I kept telling people, it's the defense is that bad. You have three undersized defense. When you have Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and Kayvon Thibodeau on the field at the same time, you're an offensive coordinator, you fucking salivate. Because more than likely they're going to over pursue, which is going to leave, the middle and off tackle open to run. And with undersized defensive ends that are going to try to use speed, all you have to do is take their rush wide, and then when they try to cut them in, you push them to the dirt. Watch the tape with fucking Abdul Carter and get back to me. And Dexter Lawrence, well, what about just watch the tape, man? Yeah, Dexter, I watched the tape as guys just fucking ran right past you. I watched that tape. It made me want to vomit. Trade Banks for a first rounder, Coach T. I agree. Giants are a Broadway clown show. And that's an insult to clown shows. RWB says, apparently our defense is the get right unit with the slumping elite running backs. Yeah. McCaffrey had his worst day against the Texans, but we got our get right. You know what? And right now, Chicago is sitting there. Well, I know we won big the other night, but this is a get right game. Get right for Swift. And Swift has never had any success against the Giants. Oh, wait a minute. The vaunted Jalen Hurts block that sprung Swift for like a 43-yard run. Oh, dear Lord, help us all. Evan says they run the Ole Miss offense. Daboll literally said it. I know, Evan. Thank the Lord that certain people out in this Giant fan base have a brain. Your head coach even came out and said, we are based. And oh my God.
Stupid Giant Twitter posts.
This is to all the morons out there that want Lane Kiffin as the Giants' next head coach. Lane Kiffin, who has gone through more jobs than a man with bladder problems goes through underwear. He's gone through more jobs, more schools more coaching stops. You want to talk Lane Kiffin to me is Josh McDaniel, but with a better resume. And you want to bring in Lane Kiffin, who runs a college offense, and you want to bring him in and have him be the head coach of the Giants. Why? Because of the fact that he is tied to Jackson Dart, even though he has a 5-15 record in the NFL, and his players in Oakland fucking hated him. He is a college head coach. That's what he is. He is a college head coach. He wore out his welcome in Tennessee. He wore out his welcome in Ole Miss. He moved on. He screwed over Florida Atlantic. For USC. He screwed over Florida Atlantic to take the Ole Miss job. And honestly, no. And to think that he can come in here with and his offense is predicated on one read, half the field, usually to the right, offenses where your quarterback's not allowed to audible, but you need to have a scrambling quarterback in the system. And you think that this is going to translate into the NFL. The only thing that would make me come back in 2026 is these fucking morons signed Lane Kiffin as their head coach. Because we've only seen how many times now when you take someone like Brian Daboll, Joe Judge, Pat Shurmur, and bring them in and put them in this position, they fail. I need a veteran head coach who is disciplined enough to whip these motherfuckers in shape. And I'm not talking physically, I'm talking mentally. Take pride in the front of your jersey, not the name on the back. Because you are stinking it up for this once storied franchise that is now 101 years old and on life support. Theo Johnson does play stiff, no fluidity. Yep, he does. So glad we didn't go out and get that guy that I wanted, that Tyler Warren bum. Too bad we didn't trade down and get him, because you still could have got your glamour boy. So bad we didn't get that guy with 42 receptions, 518 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And plays fullback, running back, tight end. Put him at wide receiver. Put him in the slot. Yeah, we don't want that bum. He runs, just not an NFL offense. We got that one. Kurt, let me scroll down here because I'm not that far behind. Dark Simi said the 2024 Joe Shane Wicken class is looking worse and worse. We have gone through these draft classes ad nauseum, and I love it because Chode Sports a couple weeks ago was like, well, you know what? That one class is starting to look real good. And he was referring to the 23 class. Owens is garbage and gone. Jordan Riley's garbage and gone. Trey Hawkins is garbage and gone. Eric Gray is garbage and gone. Jalen Hyatt is garbage and gone. JMS is garbage and should be gone. Deontay Bags is garbage and should be gone. That's the entire class. May not even be on this team in 2026. You go to 2022. Darian Beavers is already gone. McKeithen's already gone. DJ Davidson should be gone. McFadden you can keep. Belton should be gone. Bellinger should be gone. Cordell Flott is having the best. Is the best until he got hurt. Was the best corner we had. Joshua Zuda should be gone. You re-sign Wan'Dale Robinson again. You were fucking morons. Evan Neal will be gone, and Kayvon Thibodeau should be traded. But don't worry, people forget about this class, which is 2024, which is the class that saved Joe Shane's job. Darius Lewis out, garbage. Tyrone Tracy looks like he is not the back that we would thought he would be. Theo Johnson should be a second or third string tight end. Andre Phillips is garbage. Tyler Nubin is garbage. Malik Neighbors is the best player out of that draft. Did anyone get a Marcus Bowe signing? I'm just asking. I'm just fucking asking for a friend. Make sure you're hitting the like button, because I haven't told anyone to hit the like button yet. I haven't. We got 48 likes. That's actually pretty good. We got 116 people watching. We should have 116 likes. I'm just glad the Knicks had a big win. Listen, the Knicks cannot keep up what they were doing. In the first half, they shot 68% from three. That's not going to continue. That can't continue. I mean, and they got to slow up on the 3-pointers. That's all. We're not talking that. We're talking right here. Let's see. Jack says, I think you got to play devil's advocate with Dart too. The guy has no talent around him. Thank God for Andrew Thomas. Here's my thing. Yeah, he's got no talent on him. So what? Normally, when you take a quarterback in the first round, you don't have a lot of talent around you. You still have to run an NFL offense. You still have to be able to throw the ball over 30 yards. You still have to be able to complete passes to the middle of the field and the left. Your job is not just to fucking scramble. That's what Fran Tarkenton did, but Fran Tarkenton could drop a ball 60 yards on a dime on a scramble. Jackson Dart cannot do that. Jackson Dart throws a deep ball like he's throwing a fucking javelin. Said it since the combine. And I'm not saying that he's not going to be a player in this league, but if this coaching staff is going to be his coach, look what happened with Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones is success. A lot of it's predicated on the fact that the Indianapolis Colts have played 2 real NFL teams. I still stick with my Daboll fired by Thanksgiving take. I said that. I said Daboll should be fired by Thanksgiving. I said that too. But I don't know. Giants are not one of these. And who are you going to bring in as the head coach? You're going to promote Kafka with one of the worst offenses? You're going to I love Andre Patterson. You're going to promote Andre Patterson, who's so fucking delusional. No, he's standing up for his guy, but he's so fucking delusional. No, there's no one in the staff. There's no one on the staff worth fucking promoting. You need to call me because someone said it best. I'll get on Google AI, whatever the hell it's called. I don't use AI because I'm afraid that if this mind ever got into AI, it would be fucking Skynet in a week. Hyatt and Banks returning kicks. Hyatt and Banks returning picks is fucking off. It's fucking to quote a Dominic Palmer. That's fucking mental. I heard a meeting, Chris. Abdul Carter is a potential generational player. Could be the next Michael Parsons. I threw up in my mouth. I have no problem with beat writers and pundits that are females. I really have no problem with that. But there are segments of them that are basically don't know the sport. You got Giant Fangirl that I see on Instagram. I love it because she's told the story that she lost her jobs and just decided, I know I'm gonna be a giant content creator. And when she does videos, I cringe because I'm like, you don't fucking know anything. You are a Google or an AI analyst. You don't fucking know shit about the Giants or the team. You're doing it because of the fact, and it's not sexist, but because of the fact that females, especially in the NFL, don't really have to know anything. They just have to look good not knowing it. I'm told you guys, fucking honesty out the wazoo. I lost 198 subscribers last week, and I was upset because I only lost 198. I'm going to get that fucking counter down to 0. And then I get mad when people subscribe. Technically, Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart are both over Campbell. You're right. You're right. Jackson Dart likes to run into contact. Jay Fair says, what if we have the defensive offensive rookie on the air? Will that change? Who's going to be the defensive rookie of the year? Abdul Carter's not going to be. He's got 11 tackles and a half a sack in 9 games. Oh, after what they did to Shedeur Sanders, I lost faith in this team. He was the only NFL-ready quarterback in this draft. I don't know because I can't say I liked Shedeur Sanders' game. I don't like his knuckleheadedness. I literally cannot tell you if Shedeur Sanders is an NFL quarterback. Because unlike Giant fans with Jackson Dart, if I don't see something or I don't see someone completely play, I can't tell you if they're good or not. Cleveland, to me, Cleveland's already started Dylan Gabriel, they need to just put Shedeur Sanders out there and see what they have. But I think the fear in Cleveland is that they're going to put this kid out there and he's going to excel. And I think they all think he's a knucklehead. And he is a knucklehead. He's Nuke Lelouch. He's got $1 million. He's got $1 million arm and a 10-cent head. The whole fan base is overvaluing this kid is cringe. We got to that one. You're right. We did get the big dog says Daboll played a role in the Shedeur Sanders fiasco. He did. And that's fine now because we don't know what Shedeur Sanders is yet. Mr. Tim, she's a supermodel if you put a paper bag over her head. That was into reference to the fact that I couldn't remember supermodel. Lee, where have you been, Lee? I haven't seen Lee in a while. Dart might be the moot point. He's going to run himself into a major injury. Oh, yeah. Said the same thing about Captain. I said the same thing about Cam Scatterbo. He was captain CTE. And I kept saying, ask the people like Marshawn Lynch, ask John Riggins. Every play is not a play where you have to almost destroy your body by running headfirst into something. You fight another down. Sometimes it's not giving up on a play, but sometimes if it's the first quarter and we're 4 plays in and it's second and 9 and you get stuffed at the line, lowering your head and trying to be a fucking battering ram and trying to be Ram Man for He-Man is probably not going to be conducive to an extended NFL career. And it's the funniest thing is shit that the person that's your buddy on your team, it was not a hip drop tackle, but the person that was a buddy on your team really threw you into the injury. You throw the ball ahead of Cam Scatterbo instead of to the inside where he has to reach behind him. He's not going to stop and reach behind him and twist his leg. Sorry. Just calling it like it is, but we don't want that. Alberto says the Giants will not trade anyone because they still think they can win. And I know that's not a joke, but I know I just had to. The coaching staff is just as delusional as the fan base. You're right. Todd Taylor says they could have stood trade down, got Warren in the first. I said that. Jackson Dart in the second. Everyone is drafted well. Yeah. He's not even Kayvon Thibodeau part 2. And I love it. And I love Carl Banks. Carl Banks now is my new generational hero. But he still says some stupid shit. Like when he talked about the other day how Kayvon Thibodeau was doing such a great job at setting the edge against the run. I'm like, how can you say that when the Eagles ran the ball 33 times for 276 yards? I have a lot of 49er fans in my family from Montana to the young years. Oh, they were good. Mr. Bruce says, I once said Jackson Dart was my guy. I still think he can be, but I have my doubts. I never trust a quarterback whose most valued asset is running. My hope is he gets better with Cam and Neighbors. I'm not saying Jackson Dart is not going to be an NFL quarterback. I'm not saying he's not going to be a successful NFL quarterback. I am not saying that he is not going to be the future of this team. All I am saying is he is running a college offense in the pros. And to someone's point not too long ago, even your head coach came out and said that. We are doing what Jackson Dart felt comfortable doing at Ole Miss, which was cutting the field in half, predicating mainly your throws to one side of the field. Oops, we don't see that. And then that's where all of his completions are. And then having the ability to run. Oh, I got to put that up. The mighty FanDuel. Too many Chicken Littles. Yep, I like Chicken Little. Good show. Lane Kiffin. No Lane Kiffin. James, Tim, that was underwear joke saved in his back pocket. Yeah, sometimes I have things I think of, and I don't know when I can say them. So sometimes, yeah, that was actually in my hip pocket. Some goofy fans want Pierce simply because he played here. Antonio Pierce was not a very good defensive coordinator with the Raiders, was a failed head coach with the Raiders, but we're going to bring him back to be the defensive coordinator here because that just makes sense because he wore number 58. Fuck Lane Kiffin. We need Mike McDaniel as our OC. We need to hope to God. We have to pray to the football gods. Oh, football gods, please allow the Steelers to fire their head coach. Please let them fire Mike Tomlin so we can bring him to New York. The new regime will just blow up the current roster to hell and plan. That's the other thing. I'm going to get to the Brian Flores comment in a second, but that's the other thing. That's the other thing about these. That's what you're going to do. You are going to, the new regime's going to come in here and blow shit up, which I am scared shitless that John Mara is going to be like, well, we got to give him one more year because that's what he did last year. Let's get 75 likes. Brian Flores would have been the perfect head coach for this team. You needed a guy to come in here, and the Miami players fucking hated Brian Flores at the end. But you know what? Miami gutted that roster, and you know what this motherfucker did? He kept winning. It's almost like we are going to set you up to fail, Brian Flores. And Brian Flores was like, fuck you. I am going to keep winning. That's insanity at its finest. That last year in Miami, he was 9-8, and they gutted the fucking team. He went from 10-6. They had all these early season losses. They gutted the team. And you know what Flores says? Fuck you. I'm going to keep winning. That's what we needed. Lane Kiffin would be going backwards. Yep, you're right. Is what is the matter with people. You're 100% right. Lane Kiffin's going back. Skyline says, hey, Tim, would you get Mike McCarthy? I don't want Mike McCarthy anymore. I don't want him anymore. He's gone down that path. I like Eric Bieniemy for head. I liked Eric Bieniemy when he left Kansas, when he was in Kansas City. I did like him there. And the big knock against Eric Bieniemy, as we talked about this, was they said that he didn't call the offensive plays. He set up the team for the week and then turned over the play sheet to Andy Reid. But that's not true. The last 3 years, he called the plays in Kansas City. And I always thought but I don't want another first-time head coach. I want to stay away. Stay away. Like the fucking vampire. Find me some crosses. Find me some garlic. Find me some holy water. Stay away. What does my son say? Well, he should not be sending me pictures from school. What is going on here? Why did he send me this? I don't get that. Key. What the hell is this? What the heck? The heck is that? Is it lunchtime at school? Why is he sending? He's not supposed to be sending me pictures from school. Boomer said something about hiring Lane Kiffin on the morning. I saw it on Twitter. To the right. Every offensive play I draw up is to the right. Because his worst completion percentages are to the middle of the field and to the left. So yes, he is going to be dominant right. So I'm going to, as a defensive coordinator, like Vic Fangio, I'm going to flush everything, contain the pocket, and push him to the center of the field or to the left. Oh, wait, that's what he did. Tim, can we trade a first-round pick for a head coach? Sure you can. But I don't think Matt LaFleur is going to leave Green Bay, even though they had that bad loss to KC, Carolina yesterday. Theo Johnson, a.k.a. Weekend at Bernie's, stiff as a board. That's a good one, Joe. That was a good one, Joe. You're right. Flores won't come here. Yeah, because of the lawsuit. I want Brian Flores as the head coach and McDaniels as the OC. I would take that, but it's not happening. Kafka wouldn't know what to do with Tyler Warren. You're right. If you think Dane Bellinger is your best tight end, you have no. I hope you're just being facetious, because you are now falling into the segment of why Gambling.com has voted once again the New York Giants to be the dumbest fucking fan base in the league. Dane Bellinger gets targeted maybe once or twice a game, and that's early in the game. And then the rest of the league, the rest of the team figures out, okay, they're going to the tight end short. Let's shut that shit down for the next 3 fucking quarters. Oh, dear fucking Lord. Todd says, did the league fine Okereke for knocking out Flott? They should do that. I don't think you do that, though. That's pretty funny, though. Strider, the passing game was always short. 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. Hey, we threw it 25, incomplete. He drops the ball in the bucket on the 30, and they drop it. I'm gonna break the news to you. and I know Giant fans don't get this because, like I said, we have been voted again the stupidest fan base in the league. Drops occur in the NFL all the time. Every quarterback has to deal with drops. We just magnify them because we normally don't get any good play. So when a drop happens on a good play, we magnify it to the point of nausea because that's all we got to sit there and think to ourselves, we're a good team. RWC says, we're getting another up-and-coming assistant coaching coordinator. Coach D says there's no backside dig, no deep routes, no. I want everyone to listen to this comment and listen to it carefully. Coach D, I don't know what your experience is. I don't know if Coach D is a coach of high school football. I don't know if Coach D is fucking Matt LaFleur. But listen to this comment. Giant fans, listen to this comment. There are no backside digs. There are no deep outs down the left line, and poor ball placement on the short stop routes. Boom. That comment may just have to stay up for the next 15 streams because that's what, and I kept telling people, this is what defensive coordinators are now seeing. So now what you need to do at Jackson Dart, you need to adjust. But the problem is he's not comfortable doing these things that you need to adjust to, because even if you go back to his scouting reports, which we've read ad nauseum on this show, these are the things he doesn't do well. And defensive coordinators, the light bulb is going off on their heads saying this is what we're going to force him to do. But don't worry, he threw for 190 yards. He's a superstar. Jackson Javelin Dart. I do like that. Any last rights, Joe? Says Big Greg. Chris says, how about the newest I'm hearing from the New Jersey Conference? Chris is give Kafka a chance at head coach. He's been wanting by other organizations for the reason. Wah, wah. Here's my thing about that. He's so wanted because of the fact that he fits the Rooney Rule. Let's be honest. Like Jersey Fangirl, Giant Fangirl is an AI content creator for the Giants in reference to her takes. Mike Kafka is part of the Rooney Rule. And I think the Rooney Rule sucks because I think it takes away from the actual minority candidates who should be head coaches and deserve a shot instead of being a filler like Matt Kafka, because he's not gotten a job because of the fact he has not produced a successful NFL offense since he's been here. Leave Adrian alone. Who's Adrian? Oh, is that fan Jersey fan? I'm just being fucking honest. Just being honest. She's cringe. You watch her shit, it's like, maybe ChatGPT needs to get a little better at giving you information because you don't know jack shit about football. Oh, that ESPN host thought Barry Sanders jersey was a Shador Sanders. I'm not getting into it. Like I said, I'm not getting into it. I shouldn't have brought. No, fuck it. Yeah, I should have brought it up. I forgot. This is Tim going out with a. They always say don't burn bridges. I'm bringing a fucking case of dynamite to this bridge and some C4. We're not only going to blow this bridge up before we leave. We're taking out not only the trestles, but anything that's anywhere near it. And like I said, let's see, how many subscribers have we lost today? Most people want to see their subscriber count go up. I want mine to go down. And I get pissed when people subscribe. Let's see here. How many subscribers have we lost today? What is Z Neverland? What is that? I get sidetracked. I get sidetracked too easy. We're only down 163. I was down 193. 30 new people subscribed. What the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you people? Oh, dear Lord. Dodgers back to back. We're not going to talk about the Dodgers. Mia doesn't know jack squat about football, which is why she works on ESPN. Carter celebrating his interception is your perfect image of participation trophy in society. It's true, man. That literally is. I'm going to have to steal that. I'm going to have to steal that. That is the definition of participation. That is, and actually, I thought he recovered a fumble. I didn't know he had an interception. I thought he recovered the fumble. That is the example. I have to steal that. I'm going to steal that. I'm stealing that. I'm sorry. I apologize that. I love your picture of Worm. So I'm stealing that. Hart is defensive rookie of the year. It would be a crime if Tyler Warren lose to Dart or anyone else. FanDuel, your favorite site, just says Jackson Dart. Carter is a favorite to win offensive rookie of the year. How could Carter be a favorite to win a defensive rookie of the year? He's got 11 tackles and a half a sack. Oh, I love FanDuel though. FanDuel, the mighty thing. Who is Adrian? I don't know who Adrian is. I think that Jersey fangirl. And what? Here you go, because Joe Ferry follows Joe, and you, Joe. I know you go to everyone's channel, but you can tell her. You can tell her what I think. I don't fucking care. I'm not sexist. I'm not chauvinistic. I think a woman can do. I should rephrase that though. I think a qualified woman can do any job that a man can do. Just if you get fired from your job. And you definitely upper middle class. You get fired from your job and you just decide, well, I'm going to be a giant content creator because, I'm just going to give it a shot. And then you basically have the AI version of content in reference to breaking down what the Giants did. Sorry. Life is short. That is beyond laughable. Tim, remember when Dexter Lawrence got 3 sacks yesterday? Oh, wait, that didn't happen. She could be nice. I'm not saying she's not a nice person. I'm not saying all these people that are fucking idiots aren't nice people. I shouldn't build rockets. I should not be able to go on ChatGPT. Hold on, let me ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT. Okay. Let's see here. How can I build a rocket that will travel to outer space? Let's see if it gives me an answer. I use the free version. It's thinking for a longer thinking longer for a better answer. Oh, great. Get a job at NASA or become a giant content creator. It's still thinking. I thought we were talking about someone on TV. I don't know. I'm just talking about people. Nice. Who cares if you're an idiot? Thank you. Trade tips for a second rounder for Trey. They're not going to trade for Trey Hendrickson. Oh, let's see here. Oh, I love it. Safer legal ways to purchase going to space or building a rocket. Start with controlled low-risk handles on rocket. Wow, it gave me this long answer on how to do rockets. Oh, I should get an internship in collaboration with an organization. Build examples with safe projects. Design and flight rocket models. Use simulators like Open Rocket to design simulated flights. A 3 to 12 months learning program on the topic. Look at that. ChatGPT just told me how to build a rocket to go to outer space. Because I evidently need a one-way ticket to outer space. Ground control to Major Tom. Any of these content creators who put in the time and talk with the other fans, I respect. Listen. You can respect. I have a lot of friends that are idiots, and I respect them. I let them know they're fucking idiots too. I let them know they don't know shit, but I respect them. I follow any one of those people who act like they are not too good to talk football with you. Yeah, of course. That's why you come here, because, like I said, we donate all our money. We don't ask for any money. Meanwhile, the Eagles keep stacking. I hate the Eagles. Hate the fucking Eagles. Who should the run be stopped by the linebackers? Great question. Your first level on defense is your defensive line. That's your first level. Your job as a staunch defensive line would be to either limit the penetration into the second level.
That's what she said.
By the running back. Slow them down. Your second level, which Blake Martinez did this phenomenally. And so does the likes of a linebacker named Quay Walker, who I thought we should have traded for, who was on the last year of his deal and now is having a phenomenal season in Green Bay. Does this phenomenally as well. Your job is to play close to the line of scrimmage, not get lost in the sauce, and be the mop-up crew. Your first ability to stop the run is at the line of scrimmage. Here's the problem. You get past that line of scrimmage, you're already 2-3 yards into the defensive backfield. You better have some hellacious fucking linebackers that can mop up, and we don't have that outside of Bobby Okereke. And to me, Bobby Okereke is a good player on a bad team like he was in Indianapolis. That's what you should do. So yes, your first line of defense within that first 1 to 4 yards is your defensive line. You get penetration into the second level.
That's what she said.
You better have the linebackers that have the skills to pay the bills. Or like in Patrick Graham, you better take 2 safeties like Logan Ryan and Peppers and play them 75% in the box. Daboll offense is Tim Tebow bullshit. Pretty much, you're right. Kevin says, I really hate how some fans always overhype our players because we have to. We have to over-evaluate because we have to feel good about ourselves because this is a microwave society that if you don't feel good about something, you're in a dark place and your needs a pet a puppy. I wanted 75 likes and I'm at 66, so let's get 75, please. Highly doubt they fire him, too. I agree with that. Steelers don't fire head coaches. They had 3 in the last 60 years. I know, but the fan base wants him gone. I think he's a phenomenal coach. I know Carl owes you his shirt. Worst case scenario, I will send the shirt that Carl sent me because anyone that's ever been into my office is literally littered with giant memorabilia. And I have literally I have boxes of shit in my floor that are signed autographs, this and that. You know, here's a signed autograph. Here we go. Wait a minute. Here we go. Here we go right there. I don't know who signed these. Let's see here. Deontay Banks. Who wants this? Who wants this garbage? Eric Gray, Deontay Banks, and JMS. Who wants this garbage? That's worth about a nickel. Why would we need a new regime after last year to rebuild the roster? What they want to do is draft a quarterback, and they wanted to do it because you need to build a more we need more than just quarterback, right? McCarthy won 1 trophy with Rodgers. Sorry, that tells me he's not that great. Yes, but Mike McCarthy, you have to remember, and this is what I tell people all the time, only one head coach wins every year. And Mike McCarthy's only 61 years old, and he has a record of 174 and 112. 6.6. What is he? He's got a 600% winning percentage. 600% or 6 point. I don't know I forget what his winning percentage is. But this is a guy that went to Dallas and for a 3-year stretch won 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. This is a guy that wins games, and he still has a playoff record of 11-11. And he's got the Super Bowl win. So Mike McCarthy is a winning head coach. I just don't like guys that have already been in our division. Flores is from Brooklyn. He represents Queens. I was raised out of Brooklyn, which makes perfect sense. Yeah, but he's suing the Giants. If Tomlin gets fired, I come back. If Tomlin becomes the head coach of this team, I come back. John Gruden becomes head coach, I'm asking John for a job. Tomlin gets fired, I'm coming back. He won't get fired. I know that. I know that. Don't want another offensive head coach. I want a defensive head coach that doesn't coddle his players. That would have been perfect. Didn't I call the Commanders regression? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So did I. I said the Commanders would step back and Dallas was going to step up. Jamie says, but you did say that, Blackbird. You're 100% right. If we don't have Burns' moments or Dart's brilliance, we would be even more fuming. Tuning in from the UK. Oh, good day, darling. Good day, love. Gonna throw me another shrimp on the bobby. Do you know Dominic Palmer? He's from the UK. I love Dom. But he forgot the other day that the clocks went back. So he texted me the other day at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't mind him texting me at 6 because I'm up. I'm already up. And he texted me at 5 o'clock in the morning. Dom is great. Dom, and I just assumed, I laugh, I just assumed that everyone in the UK knows everyone else. I don't know why. There are these people behind us from the UK. And they were having a conversation because I was cracking up because I was talking about, I was telling someone about, the back of a car being called a boot. And then the cleats being, soccer cleats being boots. So you had to put the boots in the boot. And they were talking about they were talking about football, their version of football. And they were talking about he was putting his boots in the boot. And the mom's like, I told you to put your boots in the boot. And I started laughing. And I turned around. And I asked, Dominic Palmer? And the mom looks at me like I'm insane because I probably am. And she's like, and I told her the story that I had a good friend, and I do consider Dom a good friend. That I had a good friend. Dom, if you listen to this later, Dom, don't get a swelled head. Yeah, I like you. I think you're a good friend. You're still a fucking moron. See, that's what you do. That's what guys do. But I thought it was funny because I told her the story. I said I got this good friend named Dom in the UK, and I just assume everyone in the UK knows each other. I don't know why. What's up, Kevin? Peace. So Johnson's our best tight end. Yes. Right now, Theo Johnson's your best. You have 5 tight ends. You have 5 of something. You have 1 of nothing. Dart had 100 yards passing through the beginning of the 4th quarter, and a lot of the Dart yards came in garbage. And thank you, for the love of God. Last two weeks, most of his yards come, and he is. Once the Giants go off script on the offense, we're fucked. That's why we always score on the first drive, because it's all scripted. Once we go off, we're fucked. And then we don't get any yards with 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter when everyone's doing prevent. And I got to hear how everything is wonderful. Jamie Anderson, I got to ask Dom if he knows you. naming all the head coaches and GMs, well, good. That's what makes anyone think that they would want to. That's what I keep saying. Why do you want to come here? We benched Russell Wilson for this shit. We haven't had a competent quarterback play in almost a decade. I agree. Thanks again, Tim. But this shit is so obvious. I know it's obvious, Coach T. I understand that. And this is why people think I'm a savant. I think I'm more of an idiot savant because of the fact that people think that I know all this stuff and I know all this. No, it's football 101. It's not difficult. And people are like, well, and I love it and I love people that now I have to admit this year has been a big year for people coming back and apologizing. But it's not that I'm this genius. And everyone's like, well, you predicted it was going to happen. No, I'm not a genius. It's just basic common sense. If you can't stop the run, why would you ever throw the ball? If you have a bad secondary and you're going up against a bad secondary and you've already set up the defensive line against the run with the run, then you go to the pass. It's not that difficult. Mara's soft. He won't make any changes. No, he won't. You're right, Hunter. He won't make any changes in midseason. Wan'Dale Robinson, 9 catches, 46 yards, really says a lot about the passing game. Dear Lord, thank you. Oh, dear Lord. You know what I need? I need this therapy more than you guys need it. Because sometimes I think I'm just fucking insane. I think I'm crazy. And then I come here and I talk to you guys and it's like, okay, you've brought me back into earth because I'm not the crazy one. Even though we have 120 people watching on this one side and only 72 likes, there should be 119 people watching. So that means there should be 497 likes. I'm going to tell Dom I gave him a compliment. Don't get a big head. Tell him that. That's the other best thing about this streams. I could just do whatever I want to do. Amuse yourselves for a minute. Dom, just said you were a good friend on the stream. Don't get a big head. A big head. And do you know Jamie Anderson? And do you know Jamie? And then I asked, do you know Jamie Henderson? Giants need a new head coach, a new general manager, a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive line, a new defensive line coach, a new owner, and a new running back coach. That's about it. Didn't he just send me back? Oh, what do we got here? English now an A. Okay, I got to see what's going on. A B. What is that? What is that? An A B? No. We don't get B's in this house. Okay. All right. I got to check those grades. Sorry. I love my son because he's like he's a straight A student, and I push him a lot with school, and I know I do. And then one day he came to me and go, well, you told me you used to get D's and F's. Why do I got A's? Because I said, because I don't want you to be a fucking idiot like me. Joe Shane, second round pick, has been abysmal. So if his second, his third, his fourth, his fifth, and his sixth. Michael says, Tim Dart is the man. We found a quarterback. Fire everyone. I don't know if we found a quarterback yet. We'll have to wait and see. Robinson needs to run north and south. Dude thinks he's Barry Sanders, but he's not quick and fast enough to juke anyone. You're right. BP says, for all those who understand the fundamentals of football, focus Dart to the right side because he's uncomfortable to his left. He's a short yardage quarterback. He's going to flame out fast. Rick Meyer. I just added Rick Meyer, pardon. I agree. The charts show it. The data shows it. I'm not one of these chart guys. I'm more one of these observational guys. But we live in a society now where everyone likes charts. So that's why I love James. James Williams, my brother, comes to me the other day and goes, because I had all the charts up the last couple streams, and he comes to me again. He goes, I hate you. I go, why? He goes, you're fucking leaving, and now you're all professional with all these charts. One day I may even I may program this downboard. No, he's not. He's not. What is harsh? What am I harsh about? I'm honest. Let's be honest. No, because we're not allowed to be honest. Get Off My Lawn, The Mad Ramblings of a Gen Xer has been a very popular podcast. I always get all these requests from political people about coming on the show. I always turn everyone down, but I think I'm going to stop doing that. But we're going to change the show, and the show's name is going to be now Fuck Your Sensitivity, The Mad Ramblings of a Gen Xer. So I think that's more apropos because we just can't see. We see something, we can't say it. I see a brown dog or a white dog or a yellow dog or a green dog walking down the street. I can't say that's a green dog because I might offend someone. And I'm not offending you, James. I know that. But it's just honest. Let's be, how many of these jobs that he has interviewed for has he gotten to the second round? He's right. She just reads the AI chatbot, and that's all, folks. She's clueless. Thank you. You can tell. You can tell. I see these videos now that corporations, when interviewing people, now ask to see the interviewees' screens because evidently, I guess you can use AI to answer questions. That's what people do now. No one has a physical. Who else could carry a 2, 3, 4 hour show like I do every time I'm on the stream? The only time I cut the stream short is when I have to go do something, or I'm lazy and I don't want to cut fucking shorts by hand. So if I'm under 2 hours, StreamYard does it for you. But now they have to do these things because it is what it is. They call that interception a fumble stat wise. Yes, that's what I said. That's why I thought it was a fumble. I didn't know it was an interception. Let's see here. That would be another touchdown. We had a really wide receiver, Slayton 6. Yeah, I know, but drops happen. We're not the only team that experiences drops. We're not. Shockingly in the NFL. What did Dom say? Dom, I'm going to read your text message online. Are you feeling okay? Hey, do you know Jamie Anderson? Oh, Jamie, I don't know if you're a girl or a guy, because Jamie could be either or. Do you know Jamie Anderson from the UK? Since everyone in the UK knows each other. Sometimes I don't know how Dom tolerates me. I don't know how half my friends tolerate me. Alejandro says Adrian is a girl on the Giants collective and Bad Dog and Tana. Well, that sums that up. Let's see. Is Carter just not a good player, or the Giants miss you? He's just okay, Kevin. I'm going to be honest about Abdul Carter. Said this. I go back to when Jerry Oslowski, 10-year NFL veteran, offensive lineman, was on the show not too long ago after the draft, and you can go watch it. And he says to me, would you play Abdul Carter at linebacker? And I was like, no. He's like, would you play him? Because I asked him if he thought of the Abdul Carter pick was a good pick, and he flipped it back on me. And he's a big Penn State guy. And he was like, would you play him at linebacker? I said, no. I said, would you start him at defensive end? I said, no. He goes, you're right. Because he should be a situational pass rusher, maybe playing 30% of the time, where you use his speed to create mismatches. Because once you keep him on the field more and longer, he becomes less of a factor. And I always bring up his 28.9% missed tackle percentage that second season at Penn State because he's not a good tackler. And he was like, and I keep telling people I would use him like the Jets used Bryce Huff, who had like 30 tackles that year, but he had 10.5 or 11 sacks. I would use him that way. I would make him a situational pass rusher that you use to create mismatches at certain periods of time. Because these offensive lines are just picking up this blitz. Because it's not a power blitz, it's a speed blitz, which means if you over pursue, you are leaving huge chunks of the middle of the field wide open, which is why Mac Jones was 14 for 14 going into the second half. Dart would have another 10 touchdowns. It's like, we get that. I think Carter gives up on plays. I do too. Douglas says, Tim, so I'm so done. If we clean house, let the crew choose their guy. If they don't like Dart, bye. He succeeds elsewhere. That's the problem, though. They're not going to do that. Let's see here. I know a Jamie Anderson, one of the English's. Jamie Anderson, are you one of England's greatest cricketers? Is that like a Muppeteer? Is that like a Muppet tier? Again, I asked John these questions. Muppeter. Muppeteer. I would call it a Muppeter. Got another. I can't read those texts. Those texts I can't read. Let's see here. Giants have the best defensive line in the NFL before the season. Yeah, we saw that. Tim gets put on the list. Tim get put on the list right now. I'm on everybody's list. Tim getting rated by the FBI looking into the Rockets now. No, I didn't sign into ChatGPT because I don't have an account. No, I actually asked it, how can I build a rocket to go to space? So, Carter had a pick six yesterday. Well, it was a fumble. I don't understand people. I don't understand people. Everyone's saying it's listed as NFL statistics as a fumble. I am very fucking confused. I am very fucking confused. I am very fucking confused. Oh. I'm very confused. Love the fucking energy, Tim. Say it. They don't hear us as fans. I love this fucking energy. Tim says it. It says it. They don't hear us as fans. Okay. If I had ChatGPT in high school, I'm not sure what that means, but thank you. 100%. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. If I had ChatGPT in high school, I would have been a straight A student. Why are so many people glazing over phony giant content creators on here? Because that's the thing, though. It's like Chode Sports. Giants are 2-7, but they're going to tell you about videos that these are the greatest things that about the Giants are going to make the boldest move ever. And then nothing ever fucking happens. I could make shit up. Giants are signing Johnny Unitas to back up Jackson Dart. Giants are trading Russell Wilson for 4 first-round picks. News at 11. A lot only engage with the majority of them only engage with fucking super chats. You want to be fucking honest? You don't give them money, they ain't reading your shit. I get thousands in a 3-hour stream. I'll get thousands of messages, and I get some super chats, and I donate the super chat money, but I'll get thousands of messages. I sit here and I try to read all of them. I try, and then certain people text a lot, message a lot. But what I like to do is, I try, and I make sure everyone gets involved, and I try to go through the chat and find the people that I haven't read, so I could read their message because they took the time to write it. I'm not gonna, and then you have people that just gloss over super chats, even though you give it to them, and then you have to give them more money so they can read your message. That's fucking bullshit. Strap in, Buttercups. That's going to be the new name of the show, because this ride, you got to be this tall to ride this ride for the next 3 months. What's up, Jersey? Jersey Beaner. What's up, Tim? Was that you who had the planes over MetLife? No, I would not waste my money on that. I would give money to a food bank before I did that. No, that was some moron 16-year-old who had been suffering. He was a long-suffering. It was an article in the Trent, I think not Trent, New Jersey, not Trentonian, New Jersey something, and I forgot what the fuck it's called, whatever the website is. And he talked about how he's a long-suffering Giant fan. I'm like, you're 16. You're an overprivileged 16-year-old who's a fucking moron. Go take that money and buy a motorcycle. Go out and experience life. Question. I like questions. What do you think Lawrence Taylor's assessment? What do you think Lawrence Taylor's assessment of Abdul? I don't know what Lawrence Taylor's assessment is. I don't get it. I haven't gotten the Abdul Carter thing since college. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I don't get the pomp. I don't get the circumstance. I get nothing from Abdul Carter. I love it. Special teams coordinator hints Abdul Carter's return to the special teams. Oh my God. It's just okay. Why not? Because he needs to get some tackles. I miss playing football. I played defensive end. Coaches always taught us outside containment. They do 100%. And that's what you're supposed to do. Dark Fiend says, Big Dash knows is a good interacting with everyone, not just super chats. Reads his comments too. I like Big Dash too. I was one of the very first people that liked Big Dash and had Big Dash on. You never see me on his show, though, because the invites get lost in the fucking mail. Don't call me. I'm kidding. Big Dash has invited me on. The only problem is Big Dash just shows late. And I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I can't be, unless he does like a weekend show. Let's see here. We need a Carl Banks to call Abdul Carter. We took him 3rd overall and only has half a sack and 11 tackles. No, I agree. Lunch. I'm working till 1. Let's see here. Working till 1. Then I was going to do a shake. Let's see here. Where was I at out here? Let's see. Hold on. Where are we here? Hold on. Hit the like button, everyone, so Tim isn't replaced by an empty AI chatbot. If I could figure out how to do that, can't end early. Good group today. Sorry. Okay. All right. All right, hold on, guys. Well, I'm done. I love garbage. I love garbage too. Let's see. I picked Dallas to win the NFC East. Well, I didn't pick Dallas to do that, but that's a big pick, and actually you did. I do remember that. The only choice, John Gruden, make the Giants great again. John Gruden did not have good success in Vegas. I think I'm not saying the NFL has passed Gruden by, but I think there are better choices in Gruden. Just throwing that out there. If they can befuddle Jalen Daniels after a year of tape, Dart, yeah, exactly. Jalen Daniels, that shit happened with Jalen Daniels was fucking awesome. Well, not awesome, awesomely terrible, I should say. Let's see here. Let's talk about Daniel Jones' performance yesterday. 5 turnovers. What the fuck? This Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is playing the weakest schedule in the league. I'm not going to talk about Daniel Jones because of the fact that he is not on this team anymore. And like I said, I don't sit there and pontificate about players. And he played against the Steelers, and the Steelers have a fairly good defense. And people say Daniel Jones threw for 342 yards, but he also had 3 interceptions and 2 turnovers. He was the Daniel Jones that we know, and Jonathan Taylor only ran the ball 14 times for 45 yards, which put the game on Daniel Jones's shoulders. And we all know you put the game on Daniel Jones's shoulders, and Daniel Jones crumbles. Tom grew 2 inches. That's a good one. Jackie's near. Clean house, new regime, get it all over with. Colts schedule is much harder the second half of the year. Yes, it is. The first half of the year, it was putrid. When you literally sit there and yeah, we're not going to get into the Colts. So we're not going to get into the Colts. So Dart could be a good quarterback. Size sample is way too small. That's what I said before. We don't know what Jack Dart's going to be. We all know what the likes are at. Let's see what the likes are at. We're 81 likes. Can we get 100 likes before we leave? We still have 200 and some people watching on multiple formats. Can we get 100 likes before we leave? This NFL season is pretty wild overall. I agree. Hey, Mr. Taz says, and they don't need a new cap management specialist. Forget about that one. Is due. You're right. Giants guys says, QB, if you don't believe in Dart, just root for another team. Okay. I'm going to root for another team because I don't believe in Dart, and I believe you're a fucking moron. There we go. Hoop, there it is. Every quarterback in the NFL experiences drops. Every quarterback also does not average only 5 yards per completion. He is running an offense predicated off of Ole Miss, which your head coach already admitted. Protect says, you aren't going anywhere. We won't let you. I'm leaving, man. I'm like, I wish I was like Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not staying like Aaron. I'm not overstaying my welcome at this party.
Welcome to the party, pal.
We are moving on from this party. 41-year-old Rodgers is better than Russ. Yeah, you're not probably wrong. Rodgers sucked against bad teams last year. Okay, well, that's okay. We don't have Aaron Rodgers. What gonna take you, Don, to Funky Town? What's up, Big Don? Jerry fucking Rice drop passes. It's going. Thank the Lord. Thank you. Thank you so much. A 2-hour show without a script is fun. I do political shows like that and piss a lot of people off. You do. Bad Dog actually went to the Giants game. He went to the Giants game with Tainer and everyone else. I saw the pictures on the X. His situational pass rusher shouldn't be picked third. No. Basically, Jerry Oslowski kind of said the same thing, that but he says, he even said he's a situational pass rusher. He is. But use him that way. Take advantage of his assets. And one of his assets is being a situational pass rusher, which is fine. The problem is this: you can't make something into something they're not. It just isn't there right now. And changing defensive coordinators, don't forget Andre the Great Patterson, who everyone's loved, who I said, what has he really done over the last 5 years with the Giants, is working with the vaunted Andre Patterson. You think of 2 players, the guy from Minnesota and Dexter Lawrence. And Dexter Lawrence to me isn't that good. Been saying that for 2 years now. But he's working with the vaunted Abdul Carter, and I see no progression from week to week at all. The Giants are a bad team. Mara is a bad owner. Darts flames out. Carter is one-dimensional. And Kayvon is a bust. Yeah. Fuck your feelings, everyone who can't hear the honesty. You're right. Oh my God. I'm gonna watch this giant guy. Watch this. I'm not even gonna read your post. I'm not even gonna read your post, but here, it's gonna be like this. Shane Bowen's the problem. I love when fans have rudimentary answers to complex problems. It's idiocy wrapped in motion. We're not even going to do that comic because that's comic. Jay says, I think it's a good chance all our busts get better with a new front regime. No, I don't think so. Sam Darnold looked like Joe Montana yesterday in the first half because he was on the Jets. Kevin, what's up, big Kevin? Well, that's another top 10 pick. That was a mistake. I don't know. Shane still has a job. I agree. Okay, let's see here. How does a general manager even consider a guy at 3 with only 1 year experience is never the right pick? Joe Shane is brain dead. I wanted to trade down and get Will Johnson and Dart Warren also would have been great. Yeah, that's the thing. They only moved Abdul Carter to defensive end that last season because Penn State lost a guy in the first round of defensive end and in the third round of the draft. So he was pedestrian the 2 seasons that he was an off-the-ball linebacker. And those 2 seasons didn't even equal the number of tackles Parsons had his freshman year at Penn State. And Parsons led the team in tackles with 81 that freshman year, and he didn't even start. Thank you, OGR Sports. The Giants need better talent evaluators, pick players, better coaches who can coach, and teach the game. Yeah. Carlo has one people call him a generational. That is madness. I agree. That's a great point. Let's see. Your Giants rarely make moves these days, and we're not allowed to. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Where are we at with the likes? Where are we at with the likes? Where are we at? We were at 81, and now we're at 85. Didn't I just say, oh, OGR, you're in the house? Let's see. Tim, let's see. Thank you, Tim, for reading all the chats. I try to read all the chats as much as possible, but there's tons of chats today. And I'm going to keep reading them as much as I can. Like our players leaving or getting any better. Carter only has one move, and that's the speed dip move. Easy to defend. Push the man out wide. He is useless. Carter has no other moves and can't stack, shock, and shed. Yeah, we showed that. We called it the dip. You put my hand up on your hip. We already called it the dip. You're right. Let's see. Let's see. The Giants will run the table and make the playoffs this year. So in a nutshell, Carter pick was a waste of pick, and picking that high at 3, you go for a total impact player. 100% field. Should have traded down for the tight end and linebacker. Thank you. Mountain Frame said it best. The Mountain Frame says, James, can you come on a second? Because I got to leave in a few seconds. But James, are you around there? I'd love to hear James's opinion real quick. Hold on. I'm running out of time here, guys. I'm running out of time here. I got a lot of stuff to do in the house since we were gone all day yesterday. There we go. I'm going to put the Honeypot. Honeypot, I know you love Honeypot. Listen, man, I know you love Dart. I know you love Dart. And there's nothing wrong with loving Dart. There's nothing. Even if it's that special love for a man and another man, there's nothing wrong with loving Dart. But the problem is this: sometimes love blinds you. Oh, James, I put the link in the chat. All right, James, quick, come on. I got less than 11 minutes. Sometimes love blinds you to the fact that you can't see the shortcomings. You only see the good. But then when the shortcomings start outpacing the good, like you only score on the first drive and you only score in garbage time and everything in between is trash, there's a fundamental issue. I'm not crowning Dart yet. He is fun to watch and he's good. He may be good. He may be good someday. I don't know if he is good yet. Trentonian, love that paper. Is Trentonian still around? Carter is O'Shane's. You know what the problem is? O'Shane Zimenez had 5.5 sacks his rookie season out of Old Dominion. And O'Shane Zimenez, to your point, was a one-dimensional player who was a speed rusher at Old Dominion where we had 10.5 sacks. And I kept telling people he was a one-dimensional guy with no moves. He's almost like Bruce Leroy when Vanity had to teach him moves. Let's see here. Dart throws to one side of the field and only throws short yard. What to be like with Jackson Dart exactly? I don't know yet, but we're going to find out. Darn, Zach, that's a tough take. I thought I was the only one disappointed by Carter so far. No, I'm disappointed by Carter too. James Williams says, back in the day when a player got called out, he usually showed up and showed out, not disappeared further into the week. All right, James, everyone's waiting to hear from you. We still have 200 plus people floating around here. You're at work. You're sitting there. Halloween's over. It's Christmas. Everything better be Christmas decorated. Tell me about this wonderful game yesterday before I vomit.
I'm glad we didn't go. I mean, I miss you. I mean, I'm going to see you soon anyway, but, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad we didn't go. I'm not going to lie.
I don't want you to lie. I want you to tell me the truth.
The truth is there's a fundamental problem with this team and the players. I don't know what it is, because I know back in the day when a guy would get called out, he would usually try to show up the next game.
You would think you would have had
further back into the bushes.
Think you would have like 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 7 sacks. No, Dexter Lawrence had a tackle.
Like
and
that's
Christian
not good.
Brian Robinson Jr. run through the middle of the field.
Yeah, no, I gotta be honest. That to me, more than anything, was the most alarming thing, that a guy that we deemed our best defensive player got called out by one of our legends and literally didn't do anything. It's very concerning.
0 hour.
Very concerning. And I was happy for Carter. He finally did something. He caught an interception off the tip, even though we didn't do anything after. So I guess, he did something, but there's something very wrong here. As you said, there's something very wrong here. I don't have the answer. I don't know. I'll be honest. Like, I was watching that yesterday and I was just like, it's like Joker from Giants Rush, that's my boy. I tease him, but Theo Johnson, I mean, drops are going to happen, but you get hit right in the chest. I mean, man, that's Evan Ingram-esque.
You should have been in the hands. You shouldn't. Well, one last public service announcement. Stop fucking subscribing. The subscriber count's going up again.
Oh, it is? Somebody said you lost. Oh.
I lost 196 the other day.
And you gained 5 today?
I gained more. I'm not even going to get it. I mean, I gained more than 5 today. What's wrong with you people? You're supposed to do what I tell you to do.
I'm telling you, you're going to get more subscribers before the year is out, because we're about to tailspin. And I don't mean Baloo.
Can you explain just one thing to me? Because you're intelligent. You're an intelligent, astute, not only Giant fan, but football fan. And I understand why, but what rational thought process do people have in thinking the Giants should bring in Lane? I failed in the NFL Kiffin and got kicked out of Oakland because of the shenanigans, and I am basically a renegade and a rogue, and I never like to stay anywhere, and I always wear out my welcome. And I understand why they think they should do it, but what makes anyone think that Lane Kiffin's college offense at Ole Miss and Florida Atlantic is going to work in the NFL?
Well, number one, a lot of people probably don't know about his stint with the Raiders, even though we all have Google or Wikipedia on our phones or ChatGPT, whatever you tried to use. But most people forget that. And I think people are just looking at the, team a guy with his coach and hope that that'll work out. But there's more to being a head coach than just working with the quarterback, y'all. That's the problem we're having with Daboll, where everybody's so excited over Dart. But I think, like you pointed out, we're at the point now where I think Dart is just making stuff happen on his own. I don't really think he's being coached up. I don't think Josh Allen looked pretty good last night without Daboll.
He's Willie Beeman. He's Willie Beeman before Coach D'Amato reeled him in and made him a quarterback.
Oh, so he's Willie Moon? Is that what you're telling me?
He's Willie Moon. I'm not saying
he's Willie Moon.
I'm not saying he's playing like Willie Beeman, because Willie Beeman won games for the Sharks until that.
I was going to say Willie Beeman was airing it out
until that rain-filled game in New York. where he forgot his magic juice and the New York defense found him.
Let me ask you a question. I know you got to go, and I got to go soon too. How many more games do we win the rest of the year? And I'm not counting the Cowboy game at the end. I don't care about that at the end.
See, the problem with the Cowboy game at the end is the Cowboys could potentially need that game for the playoffs.
Oh, well, then I guess I got to count that as a loss.
Let me think here. Let's see. Let me look. Okay, so we got the
Yeah,
Bears.
go through it.
The Bears is a loss.
I would say they put up 47 yesterday.
Yeah, the Packers is a loss. The Lions is a loss. The Patriots, the way they're playing, is a loss. You could win the Commanders game, so that's 3 wins. I think the Vikings is a loss. I think the Raiders could be a win. That's 4 games. I'm still saying 5 games. It really depends on if the Cowboys need that last game of the season for the playoffs. I still say potentially 5 games. I've been saying 5 games since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm looking. I'm looking personally at 5 games still.
Yeah, I thought it's funny how beginning of the year, I'm pretty sure a lot of people had that Patriots game as a win. Not anymore.
Oh, I did. I had that circled as a win.
I did too. Yeah, I did too.
I was like, that's a win. We have 85. I wanted to finish out at 100 likes before we left, so people are disappointing me, but that's all right. I'm used to disappointment.
At least the Knicks won.
James, super chat from RWB. Super chat, James, you made the right decision not to go yesterday. I can still hear those Niners fans turning the swamp box into the Levi's East.
Yeah, I heard Dart's quote when he was like when they asked him, they said, "What did you think about all the Niners fans in there?" He said, "Oh, it's pretty interesting." Yeah, I bet. Welcome to the swamp.
Listen, all I'm going to say about the Knicks is they shot 68% from 3 in the first half. And there is no way they can continue that pace. And watching them in person again during the regular season, it's amazing how fast they're getting down the court to chuck up these threes. Sometimes it's like, you know what, maybe we should run. I know we don't like offensive sets, Mike Brown, but maybe we should not just run down the field and run down the court and then within 2 seconds jack up for 3, or wait till the shot clock hits 3 and then say, hey, let's kick it out to Brunson or the big bodega and see if he can't fire one.
Big bodega, yeah. He needs to get it together.
So actually he had a good game yesterday. He played well.
He needed to.
He played well. And Hart played well yesterday. I'm hoping the feeling's coming back in the finger. All right. We got less than 15 seconds, so you have to hurry. You got anything else to say?
No, I'm good.
So I'm watching the clock.
I know you are. I'm good.
All right, guys. All right. We are going to cut this out. James, I'm going to take you out of the checks. I am going to close down right now because I also have to leave. It's almost 1 o'clock. But James, I will text you later. Have yourself a good day at work.
You too. Everybody be safe.
Everyone be safe. We're going to close it out, guys, because I got to close it out to stay under 2 hours. But we are going to have a stream tomorrow at the end of whatever, the end of free agency. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And I want to thank all the 208 people that are still milling around. See you tomorrow, guys. We'll stream longer, and we're out of here.